Hi, Stacy here to talk to you today about basically Vera Bradley 101 for beginners. I know I jumped into these videos making them basically for people or fans of Vera Bradley. That maybe you're new to Vera Bradley, maybe you stumbled upon it on YouTube or Instagram or found their website, saw a store carrying it. It's like, what is that? Okay, let's talk about Vera Bradley. The very basics of it. So I wrote about this on my blog, theamazingshopper.blogspot.com, and so I'm going to be referring to my article, kind of keep me on task here, and the different points that I want to cover that I feel are very important to people who are new to Vera Bradley. So Vera Bradley was co-founded in 1982 by Barbara Bradley Backgard and Patricia Miller. They were already working together. They were in the wallpaper business, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And they were in the Atlanta airport, sitting there waiting for their flight. And they noticed that the luggage around them was very blah, wasn't very feminine. So like, hey, why don't we start a handbag line or a luggage line that's more feminine, that women would like to carry. And it kind of took off from there. It's headquartered in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it's named after Barbara Bradley Backgard's mother, Vera Bradley. That is her actual name. She was an Elizabeth Arden model, I think back in the 20s or 30s. I can't remember. Gorgeous woman. You've seen the pictures. It's like, wow. Stunning. Very graceful looking. Anyway, back to the wallpaper part. They're older bags. Not even really that much older. They just recently got rid of this feature. But to go online and how am I going to say this? Kind of represents their history, basically, on their bags. This border here you see on this is a Canterbury Magenta triple zip hipster. It has a border, hence the wallpaper border like they would do in their wallpapering business. So it's a nice little piece of history on their bags. You've got your design and then the interior pattern that is a border there. As you can see, the interior pattern there on the fabric. The company was very well known in the 80s and 90s as making their bags in the U.S. And I do have a Vera Bradley tag here. It says Vera Bradley, Indiana. This is a vintage bag. This is actually their first style of bag. It's the classic 100 handbag. Very first style. Still not convinced what this pattern name is. I've had a few people comment on it. I don't know. Some say it's medley. I don't think it is. But anyway, it was made in the U.S. and again in Indiana. And they have taken production to China in the mid 2000s. Most of their, all their bags are made overseas now. Some of their leather's made in Vietnam now. I think some of their bags may be now made in Vietnam. Also, most of it's in China. Some of their stationery stuff in Taiwan. And then the company has since diversified. Again, fabric bags was their thing. They diversified into all sorts of things. This throw here, you see? This is Petal Splash. They make blankets now. I use my clipboard all the time. They make stationery. This is a pen and Yellowbird. Highly recommend their pens. What else have they done? They ventured into leather. This is the Vivian. They do leather now. They've put out a couple cookbooks. What else? Gosh. They've diversified into perfume. Jewelry. Actually, this necklace right here. Don't mind my sunburn. It's a Vera Bradley necklace. Love their jewelry. But again, they're most well known for their fabric bags. Now, the patterns that you see are retired about 4 times a year, and then usually several times a year they release new patterns. No, scratch it back. Okay, I'm just gonna read this instead of trying to summarize. They release new patterns about 4 times a year, and usually several new styles on the current patterns, along with each release. They retire patterns about twice a year, and styles a little less often. Now, on these styles, like I found up with my beloved saddle up bag, if you find a style that you like, but you don't see it in the newest patterns that's being put out, it's more than likely retiring. Whether they're retooling it, redesigning it for an updated look or a new feature, or they're altogether getting rid of it. That's how you find out if they're being retired. But retired items are discounted. Retired patterns are discounted. You can find out a pretty comprehensive list of retired patterns on verabradley.com. If you go all the way at the bottom, it says retired patterns, and you can click on that and see most of them. They go by the years. Now, that doesn't include limited releases. I can think of like red bandana, pink bandana, the pedal power fabrics, the limited edition pieces like this here, pulled out, yet to use. But this piece, you won't find it in the retired section. It's a chestnut tote and khaki. Love it. Bought it in the 2000s. But again, you won't find that in the retired part. So it's good for the most part. But you won't find everything there. Okay. Especially in April, there's a lot of confusion. The annual sale versus the outlet sales, the outlet stores. Vera Bradley has their corporate line of stores. They have retailers that carry their bags, and then they have outlet stores, for factory exclusive items, retired stuff, mostly factory exclusive now. And they've, taken the patterns, for the most part, same patterns, and cheapened the bag, so to speak, a little bit, taking away some features to bring it down in price. But you will find patterns there that are not available through the regular line, that you can't find online, like Pirouette Pink, Blanco Bouquet, Fiesta Floral. This Petal Splash here, this is an outlet store piece. Now, the annual sale is in Fort Wayne every year, every April, and that is for seconds, so they may have an issue with the bag. I do have a video of flaws you want to look out for at the outlet sale. And they advertise, yes, there can be seconds there. You can also get limited pieces there, limited runs, limited edition pieces that maybe were used for photo shoots. I found those there. Rare items like my Paradise and Paisley and Paradise Orange Throw was there. It's a lot of fun. I've got an article, actually several articles about the outlet sale. I've got videos about it. Check out the picture montages that I made. Just a lot of fun if you can go to Fort Wayne, Indiana for that. There's other ways you can learn about Vera Bradley through Facebook fan pages. In particular, I highly recommend Vera Bradley Buzz. I am on that Facebook group. It's very comprehensive. No selling of Vera Bradley there. No coupon sharing, but it's very informative. If you want to find a sale, they're going to know about it. Those ladies are up on their Vera. They're just as big as fans of it as I am. Excuse me. But you can also find Vera Bradley on Instagram. They're on Twitter. And then, of course, they have their blog, The Inside Stitch. Okay. Again, if you're new to Vera Bradley, you may hear stuff about pattern placement and not really understand what that means. Okay. There are quite a few patterns there where, the placement of what's in that pattern can be important into that bag. Like, for instance, this pattern's called Yellowbird. It's a checkbook cover. Although it's cute, and I bought it for this big flower, there's no bird on it. And can you imagine having a decapitated bird on there? In the right spot. I'll show you a piece. I can't believe I picked this up. But here's my Midnight with Mickey backpack that has terrible placement of Mickey and Minnie's on it. Minnie Mouse is cut off here. And here, Mickey's kind of cut off there. Not great placement on the back either. There's Mickey again cut off. And a little bit of Minnie Mouse there. Again, terrible, terrible placement. I don't know why I picked up this bag. I must have been desperate or hormonally pregnant at the time. And picked it up. It's like, Stacy. Anyway, so imagine if you got this with a full Mickey Minnie right here. You know, or anywhere there where you can really see them. That would make this bag fantastic. This one, it's mediocre now that it doesn't have very good placement. However, now if you look at this, this is Imperial Trois. And it has Chinese pagodas in it. Look at the back of that. There's a full pagoda there with a big flower. Very nice placement on this bag. Absolutely gorgeous. So some patterns it doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to show this for another part, but Camofloral, you know, the pattern placement doesn't really matter. It's not huge. Maybe you don't want a lot of white in it. That's a bit of a stretch to me, but again, even this vintage piece, you know, how can you choose pattern placement on that? So, this belt bag I recently got has terrible placement. Has a cutoff butterfly here, but I bought it from .com, VeraBradley.com, and you don't get to choose your pattern placement there. So good or bad. If you have a local store, great. If you have a way to look at the piece before you buy it, fantastic. You know, that's going to be huge. Obviously, if you get the microfiber, which I don't have here, but it's their solid patterns. It doesn't matter because it's a solid color. So going back to this Camofloral piece, you see the diamond stitching. This is another part of what made Vera Bradley famous, this quilted piece. Now, the diamond stitching is very hard for manufacturers to line up. Now, if you find a piece, and most often you will find a piece with the stitching that's off, you can see in this light pattern, a little harder to see in the black there. There, it's off there too. That doesn't mean it's fake, okay? It's very common. Now you can see it really bad, obviously not buy it, but it depends on you how much that bothers you. There's a little bit there. Some patterns like pop art, got it here. It really shows. I think a lot of pop art pieces have it for some reason, but you see the diamond stitching there is off there in the center. And a little bit down here. Again, doesn't mean it's fake. You don't find a lot of fake Vera Bradley. There are pieces out there. There's pieces that we call Nera, which is similar to Vera Bradley, but not quite. Those are out there too. The Waverly line by Walmart is one I can think of off the top of my head. Coupons. How to get your Vera Bradley cheaper. We're going to do a whole video to explore that, but just kind of give you an idea on coupons. If you order online, you often get, not every time, but most of the time, get a coupon for $30 off your next purchase of $125 or more. And then you get free shipping after you spend $75 on their online store. It has to be full price items. Can't be leather. Can't be the Klegic line. But if you can also sign up for their birthday coupons, or you sign up for their email list, then that month of your birthday you should get a coupon. If you don't, give customer service a call. And it used to be that it's either 40% off of one item or 25% off your whole order. Now it's usually just 25% off your whole order, which is great because you can combine that with another sale. Now these coupons, you can't stack. Alright, whatever. But, you can take a sale and add the birthday coupon to it to make things super cheap. Then, they also have their Vera Bradley eBay store, which you type in Vera Bradley, sorry about that, strings, proud of job, you know, if you go onto their eBay store, they often have great pricing there on retired items. You won't find anything brand new there, but you often get an additional, like say 30% off on top of that. Great sales there. And their outlet stores over the holiday weekends also have great sales. Now, you can also resell your used bags if you want to, say, spend more money to get another bag, but you don't really use your old bags. That's okay. There's several different websites you can sell your bag. eBay's probably the most popular. Then there's Poshmark, Macari. You can sell them in the Facebook Vera Bradley groups, not Buzz. There's other Vera Bradley Facebook groups you can sell your old Vera Bradley in. Etsy. I've even seen it on there. If your bag shows lots of wear, you can sell it for scrap. Maybe there's a crafter out there that cuts apart purses to make them, repurpose them into other projects, and you could sell it that way. So if your bag is in great condition, you could probably expect to get about 20 to 30% of the retail value back from your bag, hopefully. No guarantee. The way to check to see how much your bag is going for, go on eBay, click advanced search next to the search button, type in Vera Bradley, click on the completed listings, switch the filter to date ending first, and then in the green you can see how much that bag sold for. In the red, it hadn't sold at that price. Speaking of wear, here's a bag. There's a couple different places to look out for wear on your Vera Bradley bag. It's pretty consistent. Bottom corners. And again, if you're selling these bags online, you want to take good pictures of the wears because you don't want a mad customer. Again, they're getting this great bag and this shows signs of wear. This has been used, but it's in fabulous condition. The corners can often wear through. Now the older bags, they're more quilted and it'll go to another layer. Maybe the buyer can, take a fabric marker and kind of color that out, or reinforce it with other fabric if they're a sewer. But corners get a lot of wear. These corners at the top get a lot of wear. The paint on the zipper will chip. Look out for that. A lot of the times, and my laptop portfolio is showing this poor thing. If you're using a bag a lot, you'll show dirt on the handles, so they can get dingy. Now you could possibly spray your bags with Scotchgard when you get them, especially like white base patterns. I've yet to do that. I want to give it a try, but you could try that and help protect it from stains. Now these bags for the most part are washable. Now if it has a sturdy base, this one does here, you'll want to take that cardboard piece out. The newer ones have plastic and sometimes they can be washed with the plastic. Don't dry them in the dryer, especially if you have that plastic in there, it could melt. But you can line dry, so washable, line dry. Always check out the instructions. Sometimes the older bags, oh, this one has it here. Machine wash, cool, gentle cycle. Do not bleach, line dry. 100% cotton. So just be careful with it. You should be able to wash it. Again, take out the sturdy base. The last point to talk about with Vera Bradley, and a huge point, is their breast cancer foundation. It was started in 1999, I believe. They started raising money for it in like 98. The handles do get dirty, so you have to watch out for that. You could Scotchgard them, but I've never tried that before. I should have, especially with my laptop portfolio, the poor thing. It shows a lot of dirt, so it's definitely something to watch out for. My last point for Vera Bradley newbies is their breast cancer foundation. It began in 1999. They started collecting money for breast cancer research in 98. I want to say it's done over $28 million so far, and you can buy their breast cancer pattern items in it, and 10% of the donation or the proceeds profit go to the foundation. So these are a couple from the past. You've got Hope Twa here. The current is Art Poppies. Pinwheel Pink, such a fun color. This was a travel bag. This is a daughter's apron here. Pinwheel Pink, so very fun. They do a lot of good things. They have special events for the Breast Cancer Foundation. They have a Tickle Pink event once a year where people can buy a ticket to go to their Fort Wayne headquarters and have an evening of food and music, meet Vera and Bradley employees, get sneak peeks, stuff like that. It's super fun. Been once. You can round up on purchases a few times a year, and that extra money will go towards the foundation. They have an annual golf and tennis classic that they host in Fort Wayne, and it raises a lot of money. So lots of things. So the company does a lot of good things for breast cancer research. I hope this was helpful to you. It was fun to me, kind of taking a break from my normal videos and talk about the basics of Vera Bradley. Love Vera Bradley, if you haven't noticed. If you found this informative, please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to learn even more about Vera Bradley and see more of my massive collection, you can subscribe to my channel down below. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, The Amazing Shopper, Facebook, The Amazing Shopper, Twitter, Amazing_Shopper. I'm on all those forms of social media. You can see behind the scene pictures, different ways I use Vera Bradley, other things I like nail polish, my kids. Obviously I like them. Post pictures of them doing something cute occasionally, and it's just fun and lighthearted. So I hope this helped you. If it did, great. Like I said, give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you later. Thank you.